played 9 tournaments this year, and this is her 12th professional tournament. Martina's 312th.
That's amazing. That is an amazing stat.
So Seles is left-handed, but you will see her go to both hands on either side. Took a set from Steffi Graf when she made the semifinals of the French Open. That was a stunner.
It was, but in fact she was up a break in the third set, serving at 2-1, 30 love. She was very close to going in front 3-1 in the final set. So what a great match she played that day.
So Seles respectfully applauds Martina as she comes on, and of course Martina is an icon in this game. There's no doubt about that. She's played particularly well at Madison Square Garden, although not the last 2 years. She seemed to have Helena Sukova defeated last year in an early round and then collapsed. And 2 years ago, she was fighting life and death with Sabatini and did not come out of it on top.
But what I really think has helped Martina's game the most is Billie Jean King. And I asked her how much advice Billie Jean gives her.
I was really lost with my game, and Billie Jean got me to go back to the basics and really cleaned up my technique and got me excited about playing again. I had really lost the excitement of being out there, and you know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to play anymore. And Billie Jean asked me the right questions, and I had the answers, and I really realized I wanted to be out there. And I felt like a little kid with the newfound love of the game.
And Bud, I was riding out in the car with Martina today, and she said that Billie Jean and her coach Craig Carden practiced with Pam Shriver this afternoon. She was laughing. She said from the moment Pam hit the ball out of her hand, Billie Jean was screaming at her, and she says, yeah, Pam only got it one day. She says, I get that every day with Billie Jean King. And she said today, she said Billie was yelling at me, trying to tell me not to be sloppy with hitting the ball out of my hand. You know, that's just to start the point. That's what a perfectionist Billie Jean King is, and that's how she's affecting Martina Navratilova.
And how wonderful Billie Jean looks. Do you know that she lost 50 pounds? She's back to her old playing weight. Now, Monica Seles, who is a Yugoslav by birth, born in Novi Sad, but has been in Bradenton under the tutelage of Nicolo Bollettieri for the last 4 years, and she has grown a lot. When's the first time you saw her, Steve?
I had not had a good look at her, Bud, until I saw her play Chris Evert in the final of Virginia Slims at Houston this year. That was the first complete match I saw her play, and it was a brilliant one at that. She won in 3 sets.
She beat Chris Evert.
That was her first title. It was a stunner.
Her first professional title. So we're going to return to Seles and Navratilova, but first this.
The greatest college basketball beat.
So the tape. We should point out that Martina actually has been playing professionally since 1973. And there's the career titles. The record, it's only 144 to 1 edge. The record is held by Chris Evert, 157 titles. But it does seem likely, Steve, that Martina, staying healthy, will overcome that.
If she makes good on her idea of playing it through 92, I'm sure she will.
And the way she looks, and as much as she practices, she tries to stay fit. She does a lot of different things to stay fit besides weight training and running. She plays basketball, she skis. She's really not afraid to do other sports, which I think cross-training really helps because it keeps you fresh. If you just play tennis day after day after day, it is really boring. It is boring. Practice is awful.
And let's look at Nick Bollettieri. And next door to him, the woman on the left, is Monica's mother. Monica's father in the second row at the back, along with Marat Zverev, the father of Natalia Zvereva. And they're getting ready. Seles will serve first. The umpire, Jane Tabor, one of the very good ones. She's an English woman and one of the few women to be in the chair at center court Wimbledon. That speaks well for her ability, but not very well for the chauvinists who run Wimbledon.
Ho, ho, ho. Now we've seen Martina's game plan right away. Any serve that sits up by Monica Seles is going to be attacked by Navratilova.
And that one was a first serve.
Well, Martina just gave her fair warning on that very first serve that, hey, you can't just kick it into me and think I'm going to play it down the middle.
Break point. Second meeting of these two. Navratilova won the first in straight. Ooh, that looked like an ace. Shock. Farago, a good linesman's at fault. And there's the break. Martina Navratilova leading 1-0 on a break of serve. Score of their only meeting. 7-6, it was 7-2 in the tiebreaker, but Martina serving at 4-5 in the first set was down 15-40, a couple of set points. Pulled out of it. Ace to lead it off. Marvelous Martina. There were two marvelous left-handed bangers in sport. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, marvelous Martina Navratilova, and she survives it. Marvelous Marvin is an actor now.
Steve, you made the point in your keys to the match that that was one of the things that Monica Seles had to do, was attack the serve of Navratilova.
I think so, Joanne. She's got to rifle those returns. Can't give Martina any kind of good play on the volley.
And you notice right away that Martina is picking on that left-hander, that left-handed two-handed forehand. It's a mouthful.
Woo!
Monica Seles, she hits it down at Martina's feet, and watch this. She comes up, hits that ball early, and pegs it down the line.
15-30.
Jean Mayer, who's from around this area, was one of the best two-handed players on both sides that I have ever seen. But he ended up not playing a lot of major tournaments. He'd always get injuries.
Now, Jim Pugh, at the moment, the Wimbledon doubles champion, is probably the outstanding man.
But Jean Mayer really was phenomenal.
Oh, yes. Davis Cup player, helped win the Davis Cup. 1982 for the United States.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Martina!
Nice shot.
She figured it correctly.
What makes Martina Navratilova such a good volleyer? Here, she catches her late a little bit, and she's in trouble, but she waits until the very last minute, reads Monica Seles's racket, and makes the play.
Well, she got hooked and came right back.
Well, that second serve, even though it is wide, it is not that hard. Seles is right on it. She's inside the baseline, and she just wails on it. And she's hitting the ball hard, but because she has that two-hander, she has a lot of control off that side, even though it is her weaker side.
Crunch. Oh, first.
Martina completely handcuffed Monica with that serve right into her body.
Well, that's a perfect serve. When somebody has a two-handed forehand and backhand, it's tough to get your racket in close. So far, Navratilova has not been able to get a first serve in on this side.
So Martina Navratilova has won the first two games. Martina Navratilova has won the first two games.
A beautiful play by Martina Navratilova, taking advantage of just a serve that sat up like a duck.
And her return landed practically on the baseline, gave Monica no chance to pass.
Wide. Selish's grunt is beginning to come into play. She's one of the finer grunters, considering she's only 15.
Well, you know, the more intense she gets, the more she grunts. She wants to really put some power on that ball. She really gets into it.
Imagine how spectacular her grunt will be when she grows up. Opponents may have to wear earplugs. Woo!
Great hands by Martina.
And I think Monica, Joanne, has got a tactical problem here. Watch where she serves this ball here. She's continually serving into Martina's forehand, which is with her normal pattern against right-handers, but with Martina, you go into the forehand side. Ordinarily, she's serving to the backhand with that same serve. I don't think she's adjusting very well to playing a left-hander, especially one as good as Martina.
Well, Steve, sometimes what you have to do when somebody's strength is their forehand, say Martina, Graf, you have to hit there. You have to hit to their forehand to get them over and not just be camping on their backhand side so that they can run around it. That's almost that's almost the favorite shot, is to run around their backhand. So, you know, maybe she's playing her over there just to get her over there, to get her off the court and then open up the backhand.
I think she's better off. I agree with you. I mean, I see the concept there, but I think when it's too regular a pattern, I think you get into a lot of trouble. There, she finally moved it over to the backhand, and she ended up winning the point. Seles has been in every game, 30 all on her serve in the first game. A couple of deuces on Martina's serve, and now here she is down the break point again, losing all the tight games. Experience is showing.
Well, Martina's really got a well thought out game plan.
Whoa!
Oh, ace second serve.
Second ball ace, so that's her first of the evening.
What a gutsy serve that was with all that extra slice, Joanne.
And Martina was cheating to her backhand side, and Seles said, okay, I'll ace you over there.
Third deuce.
I like it. Takes a lot of guts on the old second serve. Break point down.
Well, if you don't have guts at 15, will you ever have it in this game? And it's free and easy and
Well,
nothing
absolutely.
to
And
lose.
Steffi Graf at age 20 says, hey, I'm not afraid to lose or win. And I think Seles thinks the same thing. Oh, great deep approach by Navratilova.
It sure was. Seles had hit a short ball off her slice forehand. Martina just will not let any opportunity like that pass by.
A very eager-looking Navratilova has another break point. So, Navratilova has the first 3 games.
To win Wimbledon, I wouldn't mind winning in singles more, but it was also good for the doubles because we beat Martina and Shriver there, and it was a good win for us the whole way through.
Now, in the singles draw, your next match is against Steffi Graf. What do you have to do to try to win the match?
Just win the last point.
Oh, come on.
Well, it's not that easy, but I mean, I have to play well, return well, and try to come in and, you know, finish the points at the net. I think that's the way to beat her.
Now, you've had problems with the knee, and you're traveling with your boyfriend who's a doctor. Is it true that he can pop that knee right back in if it pops out?
Well, it's not that easy that you say pops out and pops in, but yeah, that's true because the meniscus in my right knee is a little bit moving, and so when it gets out, he knows how to put it back.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and we hope the knee holds up throughout the tournament.
Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs to Bud Collins.
Thanks, Bruce. Martina pops into the net. Seles pops the passing shot out. So it's 30-15.
Oh, great placement on the serve right into the body of Monica Seles. Martina's really moving her serve around, mixing it up.
And a very good percentage, just under 70% for Martina as she comes into the net.
If she can serve that percentage, she beat anybody.
Well, sure, when you're a serving volleyer and you have almost a 70% first serve.
No, but actually we're talking about net approaches there.
Net approaches.
Net approaches. Her first serve percentage is actually very low. Believe it or not, Martina's serving at 36%. Only got 3 out of 10 first serves in the last service game. She's doing a little better here, but still has missed 3 out of 5.
If she can serve like that, she won't beat anybody. But she's 3-0 up. Second chance for David Fortescue-Lou, net judge. It's been flawless. Well, Martina has won everything played. 4 games.
And so she's not serving that well, but when she does come to net, she makes a great approach shot. She hits it on the baseline. She's not giving Seles very much of a ball to pass her with.
Not to mention that first volley has been excellent, as always.
Yes, a dribbler. Hook for an ace. Her second. She's a pretty good server.
Actually,
folks.
Selish's serve has improved since the French Open.
Yeah. Seles.
And on that point, Bud, Seles stood inside the baseline. Here she is. She hits the first ball. She's inside the baseline, takes it on the rise. Boom, it's a winner. I mean, she's not coming to the net. She's just inside the baseline, taking it early.
40 love and no bagel. 4-1 for Martina Navratilova against the 15-year-old. We'll come back. Martina Navratilova, who has won this championship an extraordinary 7 times. And in the top row, her coaching staff, Craig Carden on the right, second in on the right, and the all-timer Billie Jean King, who's been a morale coach, I guess, and a strategy coach.
Yeah, I would think so, morale, but more strategy and technique. Billie Jean has fantastic technique.
Juan Nunez was down there, too, Arantxa Sanchez coach.
Fantastic footwork by Martina Navratilova. She doesn't look winded, does she, Steve?
Not in the least, Joanne. She retrieved beautifully during that point and made a phenomenal approach off a wide ball to conclude the point.
Well, Martina supposedly came in here with a groin pull, but it's been groin and Barrett because she's been moving as though nothing.
Oh, I shouldn't have laughed. What Navratilova did on that point was she stopped the rally right there. If Seles wins that point, you know, hey, that could destroy a little bit of Navratilova's confidence. And confidence is the name of the game with Martina. Mentally, she's got to have it all the time. Oh, beautiful.
Seles demonstrating some flexibility there. That forehand topspin lob and the one-hander.
And that shows you that Seles already has developed tools to become top 5 player.
Well, she's ranked 7th now in a very limited experience. Right.
That's true, but in turn, she'll move up to 6 after this tournament. She'll move past Chris Evert after this tournament, so she'll finish the year as the number 6 player.
That's what Jean Beckwith, the computer lady, says, huh? Scoop. And here is the first break point for Seles.
Monica Seles standing on the baseline again. She doesn't give up her turf. She's right on the line there. This ball comes. Now watch, she's up in the top of the bounce. She takes it. Boom. Winner.
30-40.
And again, Martina struggling with that first serve. She's only put in 2 out of 6 in this game, 3 out of 10 in the first game, 2 out of 6 in the last service game. Seles finally with an opportunity to take advantage of it.
There's a break. So Seles has won the last 2 games. Navratilova still 1 break ahead, 4 games to 2.
Oh, beautiful shot. And what made that so good? Navratilova hesitated just a little bit here. Then she moves in. Seles takes her eyes off Martina and doesn't see her sneaking in for the volley.
Love 15. Oh.
Whoa.
So, a lineup of break points for Martina.
It's funny how Seles just wasted it like that.
And the break in 4 points. Navratilova will be serving for the first set when we return. To serve all over the place, but Seles has lost hers 3 times, Navratilova hers once. So it is Martina serving for the first set, 5 games to 2. Quarterfinal, Virginia Slims Championships at the Garden. Missed it.
Well, but sometimes when you are not making your first serve, you're concentrating so hard on making the first serve, you forget the volley. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. You want that serve to go in so bad.
Seles has the line.
That was an incredible angle in the passing shot because Martina did the right thing. She played up the middle. She closes in. Now this cuts down the angle of pass. Look at that passing shot. Whoa.
Love 30. Topspin will go wide. Schoolgirl who says she will play for her homeland, Yugoslavia, in the Federation Cup Team Championship in 1990, which will be played in Atlanta. Monica's coach, Nick Bollettieri, I think, deserves, as we look at the numbers,
That's very low for Martina.
Bollettieri has scheduled her very carefully and not overworked her, and I think that's good. And there's an ace for Navratilova, her second. And first row in the middle, there is Niccolò Bollettieri, the dean of his tennis academy. Seles has a break point.
And Seles played this so well. She tries to pass Navratilova, but look, she's closing in a little bit, takes the nice short swing. She's not afraid to try anything.
I think only Martina could have made that volley. Perfect bullet low return, low to her backhand volley. And look at this control, Joanne, on the cross-court backhand volley.
And she gets the right angle. Seles has not bad feet. She can run. Martina's saying, hey, I got it.
Extinguishing a break point, deuce. Martina 2 points from the set. And another break point. Second serve, that's a let.
Whoa!
Martina Navratilova says this set ain't over.
That is the closest thing to Steffi Graf's forehand in the game, Joanne, is that backhand blast from Monica Seles.
Well, it definitely went as hard. And watch her. She takes a little swing, and ooh, she got everything into that.
5-3 for Navratilova. Seles, as you will see, is a left-handed. She's serving left-handed. Oh, watch her, you two, Joanne and Steve. Bollettieri said to me this morning, he said, of course I'm prejudiced, but he said, I think she really has one of the best, simplest service motions of any really young player.
Well, I said that at the French, that she had a very nice service motion. And once she developed and got a little bit older, you know, she'd get a little more meat on her bones there. But on these ground strokes, doesn't seem like she needs to get any older. She powers these.
Three times she goes inside out.
And Monica Seles, she's got the nice simple motion. Hands up, racket up, got the knee bend, and she goes up after it. And it's a very nice serve, and it's going to keep developing into something much better, just the same as Steffi Graf served it. People didn't like her serve when she first started out, but now it's a weapon.
This is an absolutely critical game for Seles, who broke back earlier from love 4, got back from 4-love back to 4-2, and then was broken easily. She needs to get her teeth into the match fully right here and hold serve, regardless of whether Martina goes on to close out the set.
Well, I would say this is a critical game for Martina because she's not doing so hot on her serve.
It's 30-all.
And she's probably thinking, geez, I'm having an easier time breaking her serve than holding my own.
Well, there have been 3 successive breaks of serve, 5 of 8 games going on breaks. Deuce.
Occasionally, Seles is guilty of overhitting there. And you try and hit the ball as hard as she does, it's going to happen. But that was the wrong time to make the error. Game point could have brought her back to 4-5.
Well, you know, I don't think she ever gets nervous. I don't think caution ever comes into her mind. I think she's just thinking hit, 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 no matter what point of the match it is.
And here's set one. And set. The first one to Martina Navratilova, 6-3. We'll come back for the second. From John Gibbs. What does it tell you Experts?
Very misleading. I mean, they identical in winners. 40% for Martina on first serve, but she's winning 75% of the points when she does get the first serve in. Seles, you have to contrast that, has made has won only 14% of the points on her second serve, 1 out of 7. That's been very costly.
Whole thing deceptive, because Seles lost her serve 4 times, but in 2 of those games she had gained points.
So true, Bud.
It's a sign, of course, that Martina playing those big points very well. But it's best of 3. This is the second set.
I think it's a sign that Billie Jean King has really helped Martina mentally, because Martina for a while there was not playing up to what she thought were her capabilities.
Well, she wasn't when she lost to Zverev at Hilton Head. She was playing miserably.
She really was. She was staying back and trying to rally. And it was so un-Martina-like.
And right after that, she was destroyed by Sabatini in Amelia Island.
So she took time off. Seles did not report again until the English grass season.
Well, she said she really wasn't enjoying tennis, and when I've watched Martina play over the last few years when I was on the circuit, she really always seemed like she enjoyed playing. I guess she enjoyed winning. That's a great stat. 8 singles titles per year during her career.
Net court. And the call is wide.
Whoa.
Martina does not like it. But Rosalind Beck sticks with her call. And Jane Tabor makes the right judgment. She's not going to overrule a line way across the court.
That's right, Bud. It's the far sideline, ball curving away. Difficult to tell there. It did appear slightly wide to me, Joanne.
Well, you two are on the line.
I'm watching the monitor, Bud. I'm in the skybox.
30 off.
But hey, I've known spectators up here in the green seats to call the lines before.
If you pay these kind of prices, you ought to be able to call the lines.
Seles may have been slightly surprised that Martina stayed back behind that second serve.
That's a double fault. Second for Navratilova. Net cord, and it's good, and it's a break point.
Martina hits a great half volley, but Seles gets the lucky net cord and it just drops in on the line. Because Martina was there at the net.
She had every reason to think it was going wide, too. It looked like it would until the last instant when it clipped the edge of the line.
The insidious net cord.
Beautiful. And what makes that a beautiful volley? You think, well, hey, what the heck? Seles hit it back down the middle. What, you know, anybody could hit that over there. Seles put a lot of pace on the ball, and Martina, what she has to do is take the pace off and then get the right angle on the volley. That's what makes it a great volley.
I don't know if you agree, but at one time I thought maybe Billie Jean had the best backhand volley I'd ever seen. I thought perhaps maybe Yvonne Goolagong, but I'm convinced now that there's never been a better backhand volley in the modern women's game than Martina's.
I don't know. Billie Jean King.
Very tight with Billie Jean,
Yeah.
I'd say.
It might be a tie.
Martina has first game, second set. She leads in the match 6-3, 1-love.
Network in Germany, broadcasting the Virginia Slims back home. Tell us about your coverage of the Slims.
Well, we're covering the whole tournament. It's running right now, even though it's 6 hours later. It's in the middle of the night. But we're showing the whole thing. It's because RTL Plus right now is the most successful private network in Germany, and they're putting a lot of emphasis on entertainment and especially sports. We've done Wimbledon. We're going to do the Australian Open. So we just want to support sports, especially tennis. That's why we're here.
How big of a star is Steffi Graf at home?
Well, she's a big star. She's German. Come on, what do you think? No, she's a role model. People like her a lot. They go for her. They really want to, of course, for her to win.
Now, you're a talk show host in Cologne, and you have an interesting story to share with us about the historical events recently with the opening of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. Everybody's very, very enthusiastic. People come together, families come together, friends come together. And there was one thing we did. We tried to get candidates. It's a quiz that I'm doing, and we tried to get candidates from East Berlin, especially, you know, all over. So we went to West Berlin, asked some people to come with us to Cologne, and they did, because they just want to get out and enjoy their freedom. It's a good place to be at right now in Germany.
With Suzanne Kronzucker back upstairs to Bud Collins.
Why don't we have producers like that? Thank you, Bruce Beck. Now, we like Brian. Brian Williams is a wonderful producer, but I think he needs a new hairdo after seeing Suzanne Kronzucker.
And we saw a one-handed backhand by Monica Seles.
Well, Navratilova is not letting up. Nor can she afford to. This Munchkin can come on strong.
Yeah, and she doesn't stop hitting just because she lost the first set. Boy, by no means. She almost cranks it up.
Sure, she's got 10 years of hard hitting ahead of her. Net cord doesn't help her this time, and it's a break point.
Martina's really taken advantage of every short ball, whether she sneaks in behind it or she just directly attacks it.
And break.
I think what's happening in this match is that Monaco's hit a lot of great forehand passing shots. The forehand's probably been better than usual, but I think her backhand tonight's a little off. She's pressing and making more errors than usual off her stronger side.
So, Navratilova, 6-3, 2-love is her lead. Woman who has won 37 of 41 matches in this building.
The other night we had a stat that said Martina won no Grand Slam titles before she was 21. Just think if she'd gotten in shape before 21. Margaret Court had 7 and Steffi Graf has 8. Oh, nice depth on that volley of Navratilova's. What a tough volley she made. She closes into the net. It's low, but look at the depth. That's the key here. She forces Seles back off the baseline, and a nice little touch volley to end it.
30-15. And this has been a bravura volleying performance by Navratilova tonight, because Seles has put a lot of balls on her toenails, and she has responded not just by getting the ball, but by making forcing volleys.
Well, that's the difference. You can't just get the ball back against Seles. You have to make a shot. Whoa.
There they are, the majors.
Of course, but they're counting there those 2 U.S. national titles of Margaret's.
No, it should
be 24.
24. And that's not ace for Martina. She has 3. That's not the fault of our Chiron guy, who's doing a good job. But there is, everything in tennis is disputed, you know? nobody can ever settle on records. Some people think this is the 5th Virginia Slims Championship. It actually began in 1972. That's part of the charm of tennis. Anyway, Margaret Court won 2 U.S. titles that were considered amateur championships and were not part of the Grand Slam and should not really be counted. And that's double fault number 3 for Navratilova.
Second one here on a game point. She did it in the first game of this set, too, at 40-30.
Also, there's the Grand Slam dispute.
Yeah.
Martina Navratilova says she's won a Grand Slam, and the ITF, which is the International Tennis Federation, agrees with her, and no one else does.
No one else does.
In fairness, the British writers went along with that, but they were in a distinct minority.
Yeah. Seles.
A very wise choice by Monica Seles. When she gets the short ball here, she forces Martina. Instead of going right at Navratilova, she says, I'm not going at her.
Second deuce. And a break point.
Martina gets in trouble with the short volley. Look, she gives Seles all the time in the world. It's short, and she passes her.
But what a wonderful return that was, Joanne. So low.
So low and so hard. The pace is what sets Monica Seles apart from other players.
She's got the break. They will change 2 games to 1 for Navratilova, but Seles is even on serve. Kind viewer, there are still tickets, I'm told, by promoters Ella Mussolino and Billy Goldstein, still available through the Sunday finals. 212-563-8954. That's the number you can be here. Up close and peering in. The phone number again, you can order tickets over the phone. 212-563-8954. Imagine getting tickets over the phone.
Beautiful play by Navratilova. And she set that up by cheating to her backhand. She's left-handed. She cheated to the middle and took advantage of Seles's short second serve. Martina can't believe she hit that forehand that far out.
She's strong.
Oh, what touch. Martina does this so easily. First of all, her slice is one of the best in the game. But this little touch shot, she takes the pace off the ball, drops it over the net. Great shot.
30 all. Ooh, and she gets herself a breaker.
Martina is looking very smooth, don't you think, Steve?
Absolutely. She's very sure of herself, Joanne, off the ground. Very much under control.
And I think that's a key. When she was playing poorly in the beginning of the year, she did not look like this out on the court. She's so confident and smooth. Here she is again, cheating to her backhand side. Remember, Martina's left-handed.
And so yet another break.
One of the toughest of all shots for Monica Seles to play, that short angle forehand. She tried to dig it up and scoop it down the line there, roll it, and she couldn't control it.
So Martina, again, ahead of break, 3-1.
Well, I'm telling you, she's not worrying about her serve too much because she's thinking, well, I can always break Monica's.
Exactly.
Actually, it should take a little pressure off of her.
Nine breaks of serve in 13 games. Now, this is a different Martina. She was groping in the spring. And she said, I felt I didn't belong on a tennis court. I didn't really know what to do. She just lost it momentarily, and there's double fault number 4. She's double faulted 4 times, aced 3 times. Jane Tabor, the umpire. Seles has 2 aces, no double faults.
Sometimes Martina gets out of sync on her serve because everything has to be timed so well on it.
Oops.
Oh, yeah. And Monica Seles timed that one so well. She reads Martina's serve, sees it's going wide. She steps in, takes it on the rise, boom, up the line for a winner. Just another everyday shot.
And we've had 100 points played in this match. Martina winning 54, Seles 46. Got 55.
So here's another break point. They've been all over the place.
Martina's really taking her time, not rushing. Makes a big difference in her game. Most people on the serve, they toss the ball up and let it drop a little and then hit it. Martina, if you watch her, she tosses the ball, her racket hand and the ball go up together, and she hits it almost at the top of the toss.
Boom!
And that's what makes it so difficult to time, because Roscoe Tanner was the only one I knew in the men's game that kind of tossed it up and you have to get your racket arm up there very quickly. So when you get out of sync, you can double fault an awful lot.
Absolutely. Kevin Kern is another, Joanne. Very much like that.
So Martina Navratilova weathers 2 break points. Now her lead is 4-1. Player Ahmad Rashad, now a commentator for NBC. His roommate, Mrs. Huxtable, married to a doctor in Brooklyn, and Ann Persons. Isn't that what her name is, Mrs. Huxtable?
Uh-huh, and that was Illy Nastasi.
Was he here too?
Yeah, he was sitting right next to Ahmad.
Well, Monica Seles will have great tales for her grandchildren. My first year in the big city, I played 2 members of the International Tennis Hall of Fame, Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova. Evert at the Open, and that is ace number 3. And Evert, for their last stirring victory, 6-love, 6-2 over Seles in the 4th round. So that's not a bad first year for a 15-year-old to play 2 of the greatest players in history.
No, not
in New
bad
York
at all.
within months.
Not at all, but because also she had the good match with Martina in Dallas, she beat Chris in Houston, and she had the tete with Steffi Graf at the French. So,
right,
wonderful year all around for Monica Seles.
And who knows, in about the year 2000, we may be standing at the Newport Casino, Newport, Rhode Island, and see Monica inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Maybe that's a little early.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Inside out backhand two-handed winner. Took her time.
She really gets her weight behind the ball. When she winds up, she puts everything into it, and she has a low center of gravity. Ooh. Monica Seles is 5'8", but when she gets set to hit the ball, she really bends her knees and stays low throughout the whole shot.
Monica's mother, along with her coach, Nicola Terry. So Monica hangs in.
Monica Seles is ready to serve, and Martina is still walking back. Now Seles is off the line, and Martina is ready. It's a little game, but Martina really, the whole match, she's been slowing down the pace, never rushing, because Monica plays quite fast.
That's long. Ace.
No, it's called wide, right?
Is it?
But
You're absolutely
wait
right.
for the linesman. Would you
You're
vote?
right. I'm jumping the gun
Yeah,
there.
you
I
really
thought
are.
I thought it was inside the line.
Well, I can't tell from this.
It's a second
replay.
serve. No, you can't. Another break point.
Oh, great serve down the middle. Shot. Monica Seles tries to change pace here with the lob, and Navratilova, ever watchful to come into net, she makes a fantastic half volley cross-court winner.
Unrelenting. Navratilova has another break point. That's a let.
But what Martina's doing during this match is she's watching to see if Seles is looking for her to come to net. She sneaks in.
And a good return has the break. And Navratilova serving for victory at 5-1.
Whoa,
ace. That's 4. Navratilova looks to be the winner. She would oppose next either Manuela Maleva or Arantxa Sanchez. Double fault number 5.
Not good. Not a great combo, ace double fault. Oh.
What about?
Oh. Good hands by Monica Seles, because that took a pretty wild bounce. Navratilova makes the great stab volley. Just, the ball's got a lot of backspin. Look at the bounce, but with the two-handed forehand, she hits a great shot. And after the volley, she gets past, and she says, hey, nice shot.
15-40, 2 break points.
The only game Seles won in this set was a break of Martina in the third game.
But Martina wants it right here. Whoa.
Whoa.
Great return.
So Monica Seles says, I'm going to hang around for a while. She trails 5-2. Here. 16 games played, 11 breaks of serve. I'm Bud Collins, Joanne Russell, Steve Flink, Bruce Beck. Host Mother Paul Sullivan is here.
Well, Martina ought to feel confident she's broken Seles so many times.
7.
7 times, that's pretty incredible.
She opened with a break and perhaps she'll close it now. Net cord, it's good.
Oh. What Seles does so well is she really takes the ball early. Martina goes wide on this shot, but Seles just uses her one-handed forehand, slices it down the line, which is a very difficult shot.
15 all. That's long. Seles has held serve only once after she trailed 4 games to none.
That's the advantage of a one-handed slice. You can really keep the ball low, and on this surface, supreme surface, if you get the right kind of hit, it really skids.
If it hits the line, goodbye. It's like a dance floor, those lines.
Martina moving around.
So Seles holds for the second time in 9 serving games. 5-3 for Martina.
One thing you can say about Monica Seles, she's definitely not intimidated by Martina Navratilova. Second serve, Martina's moving all around. Martina wails on it with her forehand. Hey, no problem, I'll just hit it up the line.
That's wide.
Whoa.
You would think Martina Navratilova losing her serve 4 times might be in some difficulty, and here she is serving for a routine 3-3 victory.
Well, it seems as if nothing's routine on her serve tonight. And that's what I mean by nothing's routine.
A very good serve.
Very fine serve. Martina gets the power on this. Seles just blocks it. Doesn't take any backswing. Nice shot.
That was an old-style Jimmy Connors return.
Seles stands right in there, either on the baseline or inside it, and it doesn't give the server as much of an angle. Tough volley to handle, but Martina Navratilova, the best volley in the game today, handles it easily.
A short punch. 30-15. 2 points from the victory.
Martina's first serve percentage up to 53 now. From, of course, earlier it was down at 36.
Whoops. 6 double faults. Net cord. Martina did everything to keep the point going, but that eluded her.
She really did. Martina makes a good get here, but it's short, and she closes in. She's right there. She's on it. She almost makes it on the second try.
So, a break point.
And Seles, she's right on the ball here. Notice the low center of gravity. She's right here. And she's saying, all right.
A break point that could bring Seles even on serve. Court is open, and Martina finds it.
Martina Navratilova took her time. Didn't hurry.
She also hit a backhand slice so low that Monica Seles had all she could do to just get the ball back.
And I think Martina got a bad bounce on it when she hit that slice.
Second time Martina's been 2 points away. And a break point once more. What a volley! That was a winning return.
And Martina gets the serve in. Seles hits the return, and watch the volley, but the angle was what made the play for Martina.
Deuce.
Just incredible.
Second time. And a break point for a third time.
Martina's volley was just a little bit too short. And we'll see it here. Seles hits a nice hard return, but look how short it is, and Seles is able to step inside the baseline and belt it for a winner.
Break point. Although Martina has been ahead all the way, it still hangs in the balance. If Seles could break, she would be serving at 4-5. Martina thought it was a let. Fault was called. Second serve. Break point. the net, she didn't really want to be there.
No, and then she retreated. I think she was somewhat uncertain on the last stroke about what Martina's intentions were.
Yeah.
She probably wouldn't have netted the forehand. She may have thought Martina was going to sneak in again.
Third deuce. Martina has repelled 3 breakers.
And she needs to take her time here and get that first serve in.
Took your advice. What good did it do? Oh!
Perfect deep serve to the backhand, but an even better return cross-court at the sharp angle from Seles.
And what Seles does is she steps up, takes the short backswing, hits it solid.
Break point, number 4.
A dozen return of serve winners off the racket of Monica Seles.
And that is going out. Monica Seles can catch up if she holds serve, and we shall return to see if that happens. In 18 games. And now Monica Seles, as her coach, Nick Bollettieri, watches, her problem has been having to serve.
Maybe she could just sort of toss it up and hit a two-handed backhand over as a serve.
She's held only twice.
I bet she served a few underhanded serves in her time.
Whoa.
Seles just put her head down, didn't even look at Navratilova come in, and just swung.
Martina led 5-1 in this set. Now it is 4-5, 15 love. One-hander.
Little weak on the one-hander. But actually, we haven't seen it much tonight. Maybe once or twice before this.
Martina apparently likes to go to the net. Martina has been 2 points from victory 5 times.
Extra pace on that first serve from Seles.
I think it surprised Martina.
It sure did.
6th time Martina has been 2 points away.
Whoa, baby. Woo!
Martina knew that she didn't have enough on that forehand return. It floated into the corner. It was deep, but not enough on it, Joanne.
Yeah, and it kind of sat up a little bit.
Absolutely.
So it may get a little sticky. 5 games all. Seles has won the last 4. Holding serve for only the 3rd time tonight.
But my mind is suddenly strangely floating to a match you and I both remember well. Nancy Ritchie, Billie Jean King. In this building, 1968. It was 6-4, 5 love for Billie Jean. Nancy won 12 games in a row to pull the match out. Can we be witnessing something like that again?
The first tennis tournament ever played here, correct?
Absolutely.
Well.
Wow, 1969.
68.
68. Excuse me, you're dating me, you guys. Woo, baby.
Billie Jean King will never forget that match. She's in the back row, and she looks a little nervous now. Her pupil, Martina, ahead 5-1, had won the first set. Let. First serve to be repeated. And now it's 5-all.
Martina's probably wondering right now where to serve Monica Seles because she's been returning so very well.
That's long.
I almost think it would be better just to maybe throw in an off-pace serve or a kick serve. Stay back one time, then come in.
Yeah, she hasn't kicked any balls. Oh!
She had that idea there, Joanne. That she was trying to kick it into her backhand side there.
But it didn't really kick very much.
Didn't have enough bite on it.
No, it really didn't, and Seles was right there. See the body English on that? She stays so low and gets her hips and her arms swinging all at once. She gets a lot of power.
That's going to be double break point.
And I think Martina Navratilova is getting weary. And she's a step slower now. There's no doubt through the last couple of games, she's lost her physical edge as well as her mental edge.
10th break point against
Because I
Navratilova.
really thought that Seles would get tired before Martina, but maybe the cold that she's had is affecting her.
Ace! What a time for number 5. Still break point. And break. Monica Seles will serve for the second set when we come back.
And she's right on that baseline, stepping inside of it, whipping that racket, and look at the reaction she has after breaking serve.
And Seles serving for the second set. This match has gone from nice try, kid, to can you stop her? Oh.
Whoa, baby.
And she's just slugging in a manner such as this building has seldom witnessed.
She is on a streak now. Now she's not overhitting. She hits a few balls in, and then she hits the big one for the winner.
Exactly. She's getting her rhythm, hitting 3 or 4 balls, setting the play up, and the forehand, I've never seen it look better.
Seles on a 5-game run, and she is 2 points from the set. Martina was 6 times 2 points away from the match. Set point.
Well, it wasn't a bad idea. I mean, she went for something a little too much, but maybe that's a thought she has in her mind now. Okay, I've got to bring Seles up to the net. Okay, maybe it's too late for this set, but she better think of something for the next set because she can't keep playing the way she is now. She's playing right into Seles' hands.
Seles, and this match is dead even.
And Monica Seles is playing great tennis. She hits behind Martina here. Martina thinks she's going back that way. She goes to the open court.
Coach Nick Bollettieri. 1 set apiece. Martina Navratilova led 6-3, 5-1. Fault called. She thought she had an ace. Can Martina recover? Joanne and Steve?
Well, she's got to do something different. That was not a very good play, and she can't get mad over bad line calls. And she's not really the type of player that takes that and uses it. She is not a John McEnroe type, you know, that uses that anger and it fuels them into playing better. She really doesn't play that well.
Seles has held serve 4 of 11 times. Martina 4 of 10.
What Martina's got to do is break up Monica Seles's rhythm. She is really in a groove now.
Martina last held serve for a 4-1 lead in the second set, and it looked rosy then.
There was something different, Joanne. Stayed back behind a first serve and then took her time and rolled a deep forehand approach shot. That's a different kind of play and something that could be effective.
Well, it's a smart play because she's getting passed right and left when she serves and volleys. She's got to do something different.
Martina Navratilova stops her slide. She has the first game of the final set. We're going down the stretch now. Martina Navratilova, the queen of this building, 7-time champion, Virginia Slims, faces a 15-year-old. 18 years her junior, Monica Seles. Who was 2 when Martina first won this title. She was not here. Martina Navratilova coasting, playing hard, knowing she was in against a tough tot, but still leading 6-3. 5-1 when it all turned around abruptly.
Well, isn't that what Sabatini talked about? She said usually, you know, I would have a 3-set match where it should be a 2-set match. You know, mentally I'm not tough, but now I'm tougher, and that's what Martina has to be.
Wonderful forehand reflex volley there.
And that's what I mean. When you're up a set and 5-1, you don't let the set go.
What a big match for Martina, because she loses, the season's over. And once again, she's failed in a tournament she's owned. Hasn't been able to get out of the second round for the last 2 years.
Yeah, she lost to Sakova a year ago and Sabatini 2 years ago in the quarters.
But a big boost to her morale if she can fight off Seles now.
You know, one thing Martina doesn't face is a lot of left-handers. So she really doesn't get a lot of practice against a left-handed serve.
Good point, Joanne. Long. And a break point.
Especially a tough left-hander. Terry Holliday retired. Barbara Potter has a back problem. And those were 2 of the tougher lefties she might play. I mean, now she plays somebody that's pretty weak.
Martina guns it and has a break and a 2-games-to-love lead, although leads mean nothing against Seles.
In turn, Joanne, of course, Sylvia Hanicka was another. She upset Martina right here in this building in 1982 in the Avon Championship Finals. She was down 6-1, 3-1, Hanicka was, and came back to win that match. But in turn, Seles hasn't faced many lefties either. She's faced the same burdens.
But she doesn't really, the only thing she has that's really lefty is her serve. I mean, she has kind of not a lefty kind of game.
Very important game here. for Martina to establish herself as she did in the first set when she bounded ahead 4-0. And Cord.
If people were expecting to see the classic two-handed backhand as Chris Evert, Monica Seles throws herself at the ball. It's the ugliest looking stroke I have ever seen, but it works.
Now trouble for Martina. Two games played, 14 breaks. And another break point.
What Monica Seles does to Martina's serve, she steps in so it doesn't really get that pure left-handed effect that it would against a lot of players, because most players stand back and that gives the ball a chance to bite and even spin further to the left.
Huge point for Martina. Ahead 2-0, final set, but facing a break point.
Crucial points eluding Monica Seles here in this final set. She missed a routine cross-court backhand, a 30-all on her serve in the last game, which was critical in her losing serve, and right there, second break point.
Navratilova changes up, goes to Seles' backhand, and she's right there on the volley. Crisp, clean.
Advantage to Navratilova. She went against the strength. Oh, 7. Double faults. Double faults, you remember, started Martina toward defeat against Steffi Graf.
Well, that's a timing thing on her serve, Steve.
Oh!
Whoa, it's over.
It didn't look like it was going to clear the net. It was a clean winner off the forehand side from Monica Seles.
Monica Seles hits a little skimmer here. It doesn't look like it's going over the net.
One more break point. Ace! And what a time for it. That is number 6. Deuce 3. Ooh! The previous volley didn't do enough.
And Martina hits a good volley here, but this one sort of up too high. She doesn't get the angle she wants. She's in trouble and makes the error.
Another break point.
And a smart play by Navratilova. Serve and stay back.
And of course, Seles can't know what's happening there. As she's winding up to make the return, she just has no clue.
Fourth deuce. As Navratilova struggles to stay ahead. It's 2-0 for her final set.
tough half volley, and she doesn't make it.
Fourth break point of the game. Martina has had one game point.
Let.
First serve to be repeated. It's break point.
Seles 6 times on 19 break points has succeeded. She needs this one here.
Beautiful play by Navratilova. She took her time, she served, she stayed back, and she worked the ball around till she got the one she wanted, and she comes in and the court's open.
5 deuces.
Look at Martina's reaction there. She's saying, yeah.
4 break points averted.
Not a bad play that serve and stay back.
Well, it's frightening to come in against these returns.
It's also frightening to stay back and have to face that kind of an assault off the ground. 3 or 4 drives in a row, hit at lightning speed.
5th break point.
Seles moving in.
It is long, and Monica Seles clings to the sneaker heels of Navratilova. It is 1-2. She'll serve.
It's also frightening to stay back.
So a grunting aria by Monica Seles. This kid, brimming with confidence, on fire against the all-timer.
Oh, way to hit behind her. Monica sets up her shots really well. She goes to the open court, then she'll go back behind Martina.
She may miss him, but she has poise. She knows what she wants to do. Rush that a little. But more often, she's going to rush her opponent the way she takes that ball so early. 15-30. Every point weighty now. And a terrific serve.
A serve I think she should be using more often in the ad court, but going down the middle of Martina's backhand side. Look at the unforced errors and winners. Navratilova 41-13 ratio, Seles 43-16.
Oh, baby.
One of the very unusual shots for Martina, failing to return serve.
Well, I think she mishit it because the ball came over so slowly.
Coming back. Whoa.
Oh, what a point. A fantastic overhead by Martina.
And an indispensable point for Martina. Game point for Seles.
And watch the depth of this lob. Martina is back near the baseline when she hits that lob, hits that overhead.
Indispensable is the right word, Steve. It's deuce. And Martina has failed on 2 big forehand returns. That's a let. And a service winner for Seles, escaping from a deuce game to 2 games all. She trailed 2 games to none.
Just think, Martina has a doubles match at the end of the evening program.
You mean tomorrow morning?
Practically.
Oh, it will probably end tomorrow. We will not have that match, folks. I'm sorry for you insomniacs. We'd like to carry the whole program, but
Seles has got to make certain when Martina does stay back on that serve to keep those returns deep, get good depth on all her shots, and not make it easy for Martina to approach the net as she did there.
Well, Steve, as you said, Seles doesn't watch what's happening when she ducks her head to hit the return.
No, you're right, Joanne. I just think she's getting the idea, though, that Martina is going to stay back more often. It's getting to be a little bit more predictable than it was.
Play by Monica Seles. But you said this, that Monica knows what she wants to do in the court, and she really does. I mean, she's hitting the ball hard, but she's constantly working around, playing behind Martina, leaving the open court, then going back behind Martina.
You don't hit serves any deeper than that. And that made for one of the easiest volleys Martina's had in the entire match.
That's the way Martina was serving to take that seemingly winning lead against Steffi Graf at the U.S. Open final. A good approach, but look at that passing shot.
On the line. Martina takes this ball, and it's almost on the baseline, and Seles swings, and it's on the line.
40-30. And Martina steps ahead, but they're on serve. 3 games to 2. Monica Seles serves when we come back. Was out of this match. Everybody thought so, but Monica Seles. Martina Navratilova led 6-3, 5-1. Seles came roaring back 6 straight games to win the second set, and now Navratilova leading 3-2. This is the final set. Quarterfinals, Virginia Slims Championships. Seles, a rookie, her second match in Madison Square Garden. Seles has played about half as many, 33-7 is her record. We had some audio difficulties. You didn't. I hope you weren't tuning up your ear trumpet desperately, but we believe we have them solved. We apologize for that, but happens in the best of TV families. Winds, heavy winds outside Madison Square Garden. 3 games all.
But you alluded to that U.S. Open final earlier. I think there's been a pattern in recent years with Martina, which is going to make it interesting to see if she can pull this match out. Because in the 87 French final, she served for the match against Grapp and lost. 88 Wimbledon final, she's up a set and 2-love and lost. Here last year, set in a breakup against Sakova and lost. She's not the front runner she used to be.
Is that nerves?
I don't know. I suspect it is. I suspect it is.
So, Monica Seles is the leader in this match by 1 point. 3-all, final set, love 15. That's how tight it is.
Oh, nice shot by Navratilova. Tough ball down at her feet.
And the crowd's getting into it, both with their adherence.
Wide on the cross court.
It was a zinger.
Oh, look at Martina.
And
she's saying boom.
well,
Navratilova really pounds his serve in, and it is just wide.
a magnificent return.
Seles takes the short backswing.
30-15.
And she's saying, come on, be in.
Martina has built up her clack over the years, and they're screaming for her, and others have discovered a new heroine tonight. Strong game for Martina. 4-3 is her lead. She's 2 games away, but she's been there before. Splendid match that you may have been tempted to do something you shouldn't. This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions, incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program, perhaps in your living room, at your bar room, without the expressed written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions, Incorporated, is prohibited. Don't do it. Don't do it. Here's the situation. Seles serves 3-4, final set.
Oh, yes. Seles has done that a couple of times to Martina.
A couple?
Well, it's this particular shot. Martina approaches down the line. Seles goes back down the line for the winner.
15-love. Ace! Seles has 4. Ace! No. Thought it had the line. I jumped the gun again.
Yeah, but rein yourself in.
Yeah, well.
Stop giving her aces.
So, it is 4 games all. I thought it might be closer. And this will test the nerve of both. Each one 8 points from victory. The 7-time champion, Navratilova, serving the rookie in her 2nd Virginia Slims championship match. Seles. And Steve Flink, we must say, picked Seles to win. We were starting to giggle at him when Martina led 5-1 in the 2nd. 8 double faults. That.
And when Martina played Graf at the U.S. Open this year, it was her serve that went.
She had the winning lead and opened with a double fault. 4-3 in the second.
Up until 6-3, 4-2 by that match, that was the best I'd seen her play in 5 years.
Yep. But as you pointed out, she's come close in recent years, but cannot close it.
Double fault.
2 in this game. 9.
But it's that type of serve she has, Steve, where you have to toss it up, and she hits it right at the top of the toss, and sometimes she just doesn't get it up there high enough.
Seles has the break point that may give her victory.
I can't believe she held that ball inside the sideline that way, Joanne. Look at the angle as she hits the forehand pass. Martina's volley, which is not a bad one, but she had to volley up. How did she possibly control that and keep it inside the sideline? Tremendous racket control.
Well, you could see Seles in the back. She stays down throughout the whole shot. She's really wild like that.
Break point, fault. On one side of the arena, that looked like an ace, but it was clearly a fault.
Good shot selection from Martina there to slid that backhand without much pace, but very deep, Joanne, to the forehand side.
Well, you said it, Steve. To hit a backhand, no pacer, deep, hit the line. I mean, that's a tough shot you can hit. It's always easier to hit with a lot of pace. Hey, slug it as hard as you can. The tough part is taking pace off the ball and still getting it deep.
Deuce. 1 break point saved. Martina with a point for a 5-4 lead.
Martina wanted that first serve. Oof.
She hit it well, just wide.
Well, she liked the part where Seles hit in the bottom of the net.
Seles was dancing around, intimidating Martina before she made that return of serve, threatening to move over to leave more room for the forehand side. Look at her, Joanne.
Yeah, this is Seles on the second serve. Actually, it was a little bit before that.
Right.
Deuce number 2. Each has had a game point.
Out.
Bill Thompson called fault. Jane Tabor, the umpire, confirms. Second serve, deuce.
When I'm watching Martina, I see her getting a little bit more upset over the close line calls. You know, that worries me a little bit.
Miss hit. Each player has 109 points, but this is a break point. It's wide.
Well, so far, Seles has had 9 break points this set and only converted 1.
They played over 2 hours. And Martina has another game point. This has turned into one of the most dramatic matches in the history of the championships that go all the way back to 1972. Ace! Oh, I thought that was an ace, but I'm not calling him.
Oh, really, bud? Martina wants you on the line for her.
Well, Iggy Snow, who's a good official, called it promptly. Let's look at it.
Oh. Tough call.
Tough call.
The slice was curving it in, but
Iggy Snow's the only one who counts, and she calls fault, and there's another fault.
Double fault. Ugh.
Third of the game.
10.
10th of the match.
Woo.
3 double fault.
I just really think on her serve, she does not let the toss get up high enough.
Ooh. It is wide. Another great point. Now that was clearly wide.
I think it was absolutely, but I'm astonished by Martina's reaction. Maybe things were happening too quickly for her, but the ball was well out. Well out. And I'm sure the replay will back us up on that.
For once, the replay will back us up on
Joe Bierman on the line, and he's absolutely correct.
Clearly out. Clearly.
Jane Tabor, the umpire, correctly says she will not overrule on a line across the court from her, and the ball was clearly out.
Well, Martina's eyes were deceiving her there. She wanted that ball to go in so badly that she saw it the way she wanted to see it.
Break point. And a fine serve. Deuce number 5. Martina has had to serve one other 5-deuce game, the 3rd game of this set. I think Martina was probably pleased to hear the call of fault there. Navratilova.
What a point by Navratilova. Navratilova hangs in this point, and here she is. She sneaks in again when Seles is not looking, and she's right on top of the net for the winner. Watch her reaction.
Advantage to Navratilova. Obviously, the pivotal game. It's 4-all. 3rd set. Navratilova, her 3rd game point. She has averted 3 break points. And she has the game for a 5-4 lead. Seles to serve to try to prolong it. You bought a ticket, you'd been here for this. Because it's so much better to be here, but you can still be here for the last sessions. Tickets available for all of them. 212-563-8954. New York area, 212-563-8954. 8-9, 5-4. Monica Seles, a wonder child if there ever was one, but she must hold serve or she loses. Well,
Whoa, baby, what a nervous forehand that was.
Martina has to be distraught about that.
That's a giveaway.
It is. She had to just make the play, just get into the point, keep that return on the court, and she failed to do so.
Boy.
Now there she makes a very difficult backhand stab return off a good deep first serve.
Well, you know what? Her backhand slice is automatic. She doesn't have to think about it. She just does it.
So Martina's
autopilot.
3 points from victory. That's a let.
And actually, she's saying, if Monica serve it to my backhand, I know what to do with it.
Whoops. Martina, 2 points away.
Martina played very calmly on that point. She didn't overhit. She just stroked it back, kept getting the ball back.
The 7th time tonight, she has nosed within 2 points of victory.
Whoa, that is a powerful forehand.
And Martina had played the point tactically perfectly, looping the ball with topspin off her forehand side, giving Monica every chance to think about the pressure.
And Seles just keeps getting it back. Martina's looping it. She's in position, and Seles goes back. Now here's the point. She steps in, boom, down the line for the winner.
They're rallying. Martina has just saved one shot, but not that one.
And that was a wonderful save indeed that she made, Bud, off a backhand cross-court from Seles. She got the ball back with reasonable depth, too, but then Seles just hit another bullet to get to the ad.
40-30. Seles within a point of parity once more. The catch-up kid. Now the pressure right back on Martina Navratilova. They've played 2 hours and a quarter.
If one thing you can say about Monica Seles, she is consistent about hitting it hard on the return of serve. She nails it. And Seles, it's amazing how she does it too, because she does not take a very big swing. She steps in. It's just a short, compact swing. But she gets a lot of power on that ball.
It's been a long time since we've had a match like this at the Garden with everybody in it. Crowd roaring.
Oh,
that's an
ace.
7.
Good time for an ace. Navratilova 7 aces. Monica Seles 4.
Number 8.
Whoa! I love it.
And a service winner. Martina Navratilova, 6 games to 5. Can Seles send them into a tiebreaker? her next match, Martina will play the winner of Manuela Maleva Arantxa Sanchez. She was ahead 5-1 in the second set at the time. And now fighting for her life. But Seles must hold. And Martina 3 points away.
That was a beautiful point. She got a lucky break. Her first ball just fell in. You know, you could see her eyes there. She's rolling them up thinking, wow, that was pretty lucky. Whoa. I'm very impressed with Seles because she has gone back behind Martina so many times in the evening, and then all of a sudden, boom, she goes to the open court and hits the winner.
It's out.
Oh, look at Navratilova's reaction.
Well, she turned immediately after the ball landed to look at the linesman.
Dorothy Lowitz paused for a split second. And then and it was a correct call, I'm sure of that.
Absolutely. Even the replay shows it there.
So, Martina, for the 9th time, is 2 points from victory.
Maybe you better stop jinxing her with that counting, bud.
I'm not trying to jinx anybody. I'm just letting
double.
And the
first of the match.
Double fall for Seles, and suddenly Martina has 2 match points.
Selish's arm isn't working. Getting a little nervous.
Martina got the line and the victory. A garden epic. 7-5 in the third for Navratilova, the 7-time champion. And we shall return in just a moment.
Boris Becker, John McEnroe, Stefan Edberg, Andre Agassi, Michael Chang, Brad Gilbert. They're the masters of the universe, and they're coming to New York. The year's final, the Nabisco Masters.
A Madison Square Garden epic. The 15-year-old pushing the 7-time champion to within an inch of her life. Martina Navratilova let us return to match point, 15-40, 5 games to 6. Second serve, Joanne.
And Seles hits a great second serve here, an inch from the line, but look at that depth on that forehand by Navratilova.
And it was just like the first point of that game, looping it into the corner, Joanne.
So, Navratilova, and we'll be back at the Garden as the place goes wild.
Far from easy tonight at Madison Square Garden. Where do we begin?
I don't know. I'm just glad it's over. We had a long one yesterday in doubles, and this was even tougher because it was, singles, a lot of long points, a lot of service breaks, and in the last set we both served well and played really well. And I guess just hung in there, you know. I had 2 love game points on my serve, lost that game in the third set. Never could get to a match point the whole time until the last game. Then again, in the third set, she was up a couple break points at 4-all. Had some close calls that didn't go my way, but I got the game out, which was really the turning point. I mean, I would have probably lost the match if I hadn't held serve then. And finally, serving first helped at the end. I think she felt the pressure finally. It was the first double fault of the match at 15-30.
What was the problem with your serve?
Well, it's not a problem. She returned so well, I think I was trying to do too much. And I tend to double fault when I'm staying back. Most of them went into the net, which means I'm not going up after the ball, and I'm just trying to hit the serve in instead of going for it. They were wimpy double faults, as I call them. Some of them, at the end of the match, I hit some long, which were good. You know, they were just 2 inches long, which is a good serve. But the ones into the net, that's the ones I was really kicking myself. Especially in the second set I was serving, I was up 30-15, hit a double fault into the net. So she puts pressure on you, though. You know, she hit such a good return of serve that, you know, you have to hit a good serve. And I really couldn't serve volley on my second serve. She was all over that serve, so it was tough.
How satisfying is this win, knowing that you're still alive, chance to win this tournament for the first time since '86?
Well, I'm in the semis for the first time since '86, so that's something. It's very satisfying because it was a close match. I could have very well thrown in the towel after the second set. I was up 5-1 and lost it, and I just hung in there, you know, played it really 1 point at a time. I was exhausted, mentally and physically. The cold still hasn't left me yet, so I was, if I wasn't that excited during the match, it was because I was trying to save my energy for later, and as it turned out, I needed every bit of it, so now you still got to play doubles. So
congratulations on the win. I know it's a satisfying one, and get some rest.
I will. I'll try. Got to play a doubles match, man.
Okay, thanks, Martina.
Thanks, Bruce.
Martina Navratilova survives over Monica Seles. An exciting match at Madison Square Garden. We'll return in a moment.